Alright, ladies and gentlemen, what we have here is a page out of the Astronomical Almanac. This page demonstrates nutation, obliquity, and the intermediate system for 2010. Now I want to draw your attention to the obliquity. Here it says the true obliquity of the ecliptic, 23.26 degrees. So right here the Navy is telling you where the Earth should be tilted. Alright? Now, over here it shows the date, November 16, 2010. Alright? And it takes you all the way through December. This 32 is the 1st of January. Alright, so today is December 31st, is New Year's Eve. Okay, now let's go back up to the obliquity. It says the true obliquity of the ecliptic, 23.26. And then as you look down, the first date you see for November 16th, 17 degrees. Alright, and as you go down through December, you get down here to December 31st, and it shows that our obliquity, our tilt, is 16.14 degrees. Alright, now considering that our tilt should be 23, and considering the information that I just showed you where they don't never show our tilt going beneath 21, then it's apparent that this 16 right here is not good. Okay, because that means that we are 7 degrees away from where we're supposed to be. Alright, and that right there is what's called a natural disaster. Alright, here we have an excerpt from the 2011 edition. Alright, and here, as you can see, they show the true obliquity of the ecliptic. And they're saying 23.26 degrees. Alright, so they're saying we're supposed to be at 23 degrees in 2011. Alright, now we're going to the end, November and December. Alright, so we're just going to have a look at December of 2011. Okay, 23.26, you get up here, November, 13.4, come down through December, and look at here. You see all 12s. Alright, now again, all of the dummies left. They all went to the club. They all went to go hang out in the streets. So all the smart people stayed back to look at this information. Now if you smart, you know that 12 is about half of 23. So what this document is showing is that by December 31st, 1 year from today, our obliquity is going to be at 12.7. So that means that our tilt is only going to be half of what it's supposed to be. Now, if you guys recall, now look, you see this right here? I don't see 12 on there. I don't see nowhere near 12. Alright? So that means something is wrong. That means that by by next year, by December 31st of 2011, our tilt is going to be here. It's going to be half of what it's supposed to be. Again, ladies and gentlemen, that constitutes a natural disaster. Okay, so here we have another scientific publication. This is actually out of an 8th grade science book. And it talks about the axial tilt, the obliquity. The Earth's axis of rotation is now tilted at an angle of 23.5 to the plane of the Earth's orbit around the Sun, as seen in Figure 3. Over a cycle lasting about 41,000 years, the axial tilt varies from 22.1 to 24.5. The greater the angle of tilt, the greater the difference in solar energy, and therefore temperature between summer and winter. This small change, combined with other long-term changes in the Earth's orbit, is thought to be responsible for the Earth's ice ages. So now they done brought ice ages into the equation. Okay, so here's figure 3. All right, and look, again, they're showing that the range of our axial tilt is between 22 and they saying 25. All right, and look here, they saying our axis now 23.5. All right, then they say our axis in 13,000 years. They saying it pointed to the other way. But in all these images, they always show that intermediate area where the Earth is, where the line is straight up and down at a 0-degree inclination. All right, so they're saying that in 13,000 years, the Earth is going to be pointed in the opposite direction. All right. All right, so I can hear you now. Tilt smilt. So what? So what our tilt is only at 16 right now? So what it's only gonna be 12 next year? What do the tilt got to do with the price of tea in China? Well, I'll tell you. This right here document regards obliquity and the seasons. All right. It says a planet's obliquity, the inclination of its equator to its orbital plane, is the primary cause of seasons. What you mean our tilt is the primary cause of seasons? Look, right here, they even show the 23.5 because that's the standard. That 23 is where we're supposed to be. All right? And right here, they're showing the various seasons. All right? And they show our perihelion, which is on January 3rd, which is the point where the Earth is closest to the sun. And then here are aphelion, which is July 4th, which is when the planet is furthest from the sun. All right? And what they're showing is that the tilt of the Earth, because the Earth is tilted at 23 degrees, all right, as we go around the sun, all right, that means that when we're here, all right, when the Earth is at its closest to the sun, it's showing that the bottom of the planet receives more direct sunlight, all right, because the bottom of the planet is basically closer to the sun. So it's summer on the bottom of the planet when we are at our perihelion, whereas when we're at our aphelion, because of the way the planet is tilted, the top part of the planet gets more sunlight during this phase. So it's summer at the top. See how that works? Alright, let's take a moment and see how that works. Alright, so the Earth tilted at 23 degrees, alright, when it's on one side of the sun, you see how the sunlight is brighter on the bottom of the planet. Alright, so that means it's summer down there on the bottom of the planet and winter at the top. Now let's take us and let's move us to the other side of the sun. Still tilted at 23 degrees. Okay, now the sunlight is strongest on the top of the planet. Alright, so that means it's summer at the top of the planet and winter at the bottom. See how that works? Summer at the bottom, summer at the top. Alright, as the Patriots are well aware, whenever you hang a United States flag, you're always hanging up with this blue field right here in the corner. Alright, you always got to hang that up like that to where this is in this corner up here. All right, and that so that the alternating red and white stripes flow down. All right, that's because this right here represents heaven. See that? These stars in the sky. That represents the heavens. Okay, these alternating red and white stripes represent fire coming down from heaven. All right. So you ask, why does the United States flag represent fire coming down from heaven? All right. Well, you guys have to remember the whole scenario here, because there's something happening. They're aware of it, being aware of it, and ain't too inclined to let you know about it. But fortunately, y'all got this presentation. All right. Now, what's gonna happen is that on the day that the moon and the planet Venus eclipse the sun, all right, the combined gravitational pull, see, that's ultimately because in the summer of 2012, we're probably going to be at about 7 degrees, all right? We're going to be teetering. But when that alignment takes place, it's going to pull the earth, bam, to where we stand straight up. And on the day that the earth stands still, that's the day that the earth stops generating a magnetic field. And if we're not generating a magnetic field, then there's nothing to stop that fire from coming down to the earth in the sight of man and burning up everybody and anybody that's on the surface of the earth on that day. Now, since everything in space happens in cycles, in predictable cycles, and everything happens over and over again, I don't care how bad you are, how mean you are, how many nuclear weapons you got, how much you doubt me. Ain't nothing gonna take away from or add to the cosmological order. You're not gonna stop this planet from rotating once on its axis once every 24 hours. You're not gonna stop the moon from doing its thing every 28 days. You ain't gonna stop the earth from going around in that 365-day cycles. You're not gonna stop that. You're not gonna stop the planet Venus from eclipsing. All right. So there's nothing that you can do to change that. That's what happens. The only thing you could do is be prepared for it. And if you're not prepared for it, that means you one of the dumb monkeys that was at the club when this presentation was being given. All right? Or you just didn't believe it. Or you chose not to believe it. Either way it go, when the earth stands still, it always stands still in the same spot. All right? That's why the United States is referred to as the phoenix. The phoenix is a bird that's burned, and then it rises again from the ashes, and then it gets burned again, and it rises again. It's a perpetual cycle. All right? This ain't the first time it done happened. It ain't the last time it happened. All right?